Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
Deep breath. I wish we had some jazz music. Or
Najee, Kenny G.
Yeah, or Escape. You
Roy
know
Ayers.
that channel Escape that forces you to just almost relax.
Sail away, sail
Yeah.
away.
That's what you need
There you
right
go.
now. Everybody needs that right now.
No, we don't need it because the Lions play the Baltimore Ravens on Monday Night Football tonight. We're here to talk about it. I don't want to be zen. I want to get hyped because my team won this weekend, but now I'm waiting for my adopted team.
It's an excellent point.
Yeah.
We'll do the Zen music while the Tigers play, and then we will kick it into gear with whatever it is that gets you hyped. If it's rap, that's cool. If it's heavy metal like me, that's cool. That's when we start to play when the Lions get ready to take the field, or as Michigan did against Nebraska, Michigan State against USC. Welcome, everybody, to another week of the Braylon Edwards Show here on Woodward Sports. Ryan is with us. Kool-Aid is with us. And, of course, the man, the legend, Braylon Edwards. Quick question for you.
Yeah.
Had a gift certificate. So over the weekend, somebody had given me a golf fall pullover.
Okay.
And I liked it,
Yeah.
but I had one similar to it already. So I took it back, and I got this, and it's got a hood. All right?
It's clean. It's a good look.
Yeah. My wife looked at me and said, just started shaking her head.
The color?
What?
No, it's not the color. She said,
Adidas?
middle-aged men should not wear hoods.
Huh?
Yeah. She's not, just doesn't believe in it. Your face, Ryan's face is like he just tasted a lemon for the first time in his whole life.
That's fair.
Same thing here.
Fair.
Well, I love your guys' opinions on this. Since I got shot down by her, I bought it because I want it.
Okay.
And I like it, but I have 3 of them now. I have a black one,
Yeah.
a gray one, and now this one.
So this is what you're going to do. You're not going to get me in trouble with Miss Shep. How you doing, Miss Shep? You know what I'm saying? So I'm always going to side with you. See, you side with her, and then I can be your friend. See, I got your back. You know what I'm saying? That's how this thing works. But I think it's because of a misconception of what the hoodie used to look like. The big baggy hoodies and what it used to be, a big hood. Like you think hoodie, you think of a big hood. You think of maybe too much, a workout hoodie, if you will. You think of the winter, the fall. But with golf is sexy, man. Like that's all. A lot of the stuff I wear, majority of my closet is golf stuff. And the quarter zips with the hood, they have a definite place amongst men in the 40 and up range. Because I'm 42. And I got a couple Grayson hits like that. I have a couple G4s like that. I have a couple Peter Lamar's like that. It's thin. It's like the dry fit material. Lycra is sexy. And then you have a little hood on it. It's not some big baggy hood that you can see behind my head. It's nice and chill like that. I think she might need to back up just a little bit.
Who wants to see Braylon's closet when he's got all those Peter Millars and great? Yours
shoes
too.
gotta be
Hey,
nice.
100%.
You guys are younger than I am. Ryan, Kool-Aid. Well, Braylon's younger too. What are your guys' thoughts on the hood for middle-aged men?
I think it's fine. I mean, that specific hoodie, it looks good. That looks like you could wear that out to a restaurant or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it looks fine. I mean, I don't see the cause for not having to wear it. I think as long as it's not like Braylon's point, if it's not like a super baggy one,
Right.
But that's not baggy, so I think it's fine.
Yeah, I agree right there. I knew Ryan could take the point first and lead well. That's just what this show is about. But you look fresh, man. You look cool. You look hip. You look like you're not trying to be something that you're not. And I think that it fits.
That's a great
Just
point, Kool-Aid.
I like that.
Can,
I like
can,
that.
I make, can I make it a guilty admission here? When I'm shopping more now, I'm looking for clothes that Braylon wears.
Oh.
Like he's got a blue and a green
he's
jacket,
fresh, man.
okay, that are really sharp, but they could almost go for like a large shirt, but it's more like a jacket. You know which one I'm referring
100%.
to. I've
100%.
been. It's now public. I've been looking for that for a while.
Okay.
Really, really
I
good
can help you
looking.
with that too.
Yeah, I couldn't pull it off the way you do. I think there are certain things. Well, women too. Stretch pants, certain. But there's certain things that guys cannot pull off. They can't. They just can't do it. There are certain things in my realm aren't going to work. But I don't think this is one of them. I think it does work.
I would agree with that.
I like crew necks. I don't like turtlenecks.
I like mock necks. Like I can do a mock neck with a sport coat. You know what I'm saying? Jazz it up a little bit, especially when the fall hits. Also, Shep, I think she'd be cool with the hoodie and the quarter zip, or no zip on this, but the quarter look.
Yeah.
You gotta wear some joggers with it too.
Yeah, I don't have any.
But see, that's the thing.
I don't think I can pull that off.
But joggers are the wave. They're more comfortable.
Yeah.
They feel good.
Yeah.
You can wear them a little bit
Listen,
more.
you wear them all the time. They look really good.
Yeah.
I just don't think I can pull that off. My kids would laugh at me. Yeah. She also doesn't like tennis shoes with jeans.
Okay.
You look like...
I could see that
you
one.
look like it's a dad look.
Yeah, I could see that one.
Okay.
look, yeah.
There are certain things that are dad looks. Like
I
there are
agree.
dad bods. You don't want the dad bod. Don't try to avoid that. Make sure you don't have to worry about
the muffin top.
You never want that, but you definitely don't want the dad look. That's black socks and shorts.
Ooh.
That's sandals with socks.
Ooh.
That is
tough.
the wife beater tucked in. And
Oh, my.
Oh, these are
With the
terrible
belt.
looks.
these are bad looks, aren't they?
These are horrible looks.
Those are all really bad looks,
all
and
these
tennis
looks-
shoes with jeans.
All these looks remind me of an uncle on the grill at the other barbecue.
That's a good point.
Like that is exactly
comparison.
what I think about. You think about sandals with socks and shorts and a tucked in white beater. That's my Uncle Walter, rest in peace, on the grill, getting it live and popping for the summer. Depending on what event it was. Now you got me missing my uncle out here. Uncle Walter, I want him to
And
see.
you said to yourself, at whatever age it was, I am not
not
going to
wearing
look like Uncle
Because
Walter.
if I wear that, now I have to have a Corona attached to my hand. And I got to be on the grill, making sure everything is legit for the family. I don't want that job. I like moving around. I like moving and shaking. I like wearing a clean outfit. Looking good.
That's
Making
so
sure I
funny.
tap in with my people.
Oh my God!
Being
that
on the
is so
grill
funny.
looking like nah.
I am
Got a
I am
pager right
picturing
here.
how many guys. I'm picturing
Gold
Braylon
chain.
right now with a football in his hand, and he's 7 years old. He's looking at Uncle Walter. He's going, "No way, Dad! I'm not looking like Uncle Walter.
Can't pull it
if
off.
I ever look like that, please stop me right away." That is so funny.
But
Yeah.
I tell you what though, Uncle Walter get on that grill, like you knew you were gonna have some really good barbecue, man. I do miss his he had special sauce that he used. Everybody has that grill sauce. Yeah. Some people use a bottle, you put in a little bit of this. I can't tell you my recipe, but you put in a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you shake it on the on your protein the whole time you're cooking. His special sauce, as Doc likes to say, the secret sauce, it was one of a kind.
Well, did he share the recipe with you?
I watched over time.
Okay.
Like I watched over time.
You had to take
studied,
notes.
Tried a little bit here and there. Saw what worked, what didn't. I don't have it fully, but I'm in the ballpark too.
Would you say you're a good cook or a good griller? There's a difference,
it
right?
is.
Yeah.
Really good griller. I don't know how you're not a great griller. It's not necessarily that hard. Great griller.
Well, some people overcook stuff. Some people don't know how to marinate it
griller.
properly. Some people.
It's just about getting the fire. It's about true.
You
It's
gotta
about
get
getting the fire right.
Yeah.
If you get your fire right, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll
So
be
I'm at
perfect.
400 before I put anything on the grill.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
100%.
Good.
I
That's
am
really
a
important.
okay chef. Like I can make some things really good, but as a whole, let's just say my repertoire, or you know what I'm saying, my portfolio is an extensive portfolio. But
Yeah.
the things that I tend to make, I'm proud of them and I stand by them.
Yeah, I'm not sure I make anything really well, to be honest with you.
But you're honest.
I make sandwiches, scrambled eggs. It's hard to screw that up,
So
right?
you can survive though.
Yeah, I could survive if cereal and milk. I'm good with that. Not to pull out a Seinfeld episode, but I mean, I could survive on that. But yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, if we should be, all guys should be good grillers. All right? But my boys, like my 3 sons, they are all excellent cooks. They take the time to make really good meals.
I'm blessed to have 2 fathers. So what's up, CP, and what's up, Stan? CP's not a chef, and I love you, Dad. I'm sorry, I love you. I love you to death. Dad is he's got hot dogs for you, and he makes a mean breakfast. Like that's CP.
All right, that's a specialty. That's fine.
My dad can cook a lot more, but he tends to focus on chicken. He has the best chicken recipes that you ever find out, best potato recipes that you ever find, and then he's really good at broccoli.
At broccoli?
Broccoli. He can make it a bunch of different ways.
Okay.
There's broccoli, there's steamed broccoli, there's roasted broccoli, there's
Sure.
broccolini, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And how you plate it and how you put it with different things.
I'd say Berkeley's like Stan. I'm like Stan. I'd say Bailey's like CP, even though it's not his father.
I'd like to know why so many people who have really good recipes hold on to them. Why don't they share them?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because my mom made some really good stuff. Like, she would make homemade pies from scratch, all right? But it's a feel thing. Baking is different than cooking. Cooking, you can make a mistake. I put a little bit too much of this in. Baking, you can't do that.
And that's why. And it's twofold. One is because usually it's passed down. And a lot of times people want to protect that family secret. They don't want to give you their family secret because it's their family. It's a part of the lifeblood that is their family.
Yeah.
Like in my family, we do these Jell-O squares that the recipe died. There's these Jell-O squares with pecan nuts in them, and it sounds like it's easy to make. I haven't had them in 20 years because my aunt died and she took the recipe with her. I think sometimes it's what you said too. It's a feel thing. You know, I'm a feel guy. It's a feel thing. And sometimes you don't know how to write the recipe down. Like if you write the recipe down, and well, true, but if you're writing the recipe down and give it to somebody and they don't make it, it doesn't taste the same, then you're like, well, I mean, I don't know. I just make it.
So I had this epiphany not too long ago. I have not been able to have. My mom made really good sloppy joes. Loved them. Like I could
Never been a sloppy joe guy.
Loved them, and just couldn't find the recipe. My sister's had it all along. Been literally holding it from me for the last 15, 20
I saw her
years.
this morning, by the way. You talking about the same
Yeah,
sister?
one of them. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I see her every morning.
Yeah, she told me I saw her the other day. She's like, "You really got to get in the gym because Braylon is there every day, and he is really big." And she watches her grandsons, and they're always like, "That guy's so big, Mom. He's so big. He's so strong." All right, we're gonna get to some strong performances for sure by Michigan. To a certain extent, Michigan State's offense, their defense was terrible. If you stayed up and watched it, we're gonna get to that. We're going to definitely talk about the Lions and Ravens tonight because I want Braylon's thoughts on it, and I know you do too. But when we come back, not the panic meter, okay? Not that we necessarily have to go there, but there's a big reason your favorite baseball team is in trouble. We'll get to that.
They're in trouble?
The Braves are not in trouble. Actually, the Braves have been playing really well. Like I went golfing yesterday, and a buddy of mine goes, "How in the world can they lose to the Braves?" I said, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I said, you realize the Braves have more talent than the Guardians.
100%.
Okay? The Braves have really good players. Ozzie Albies is a really good player. Ronald Acuna is a really good player.
Ozuna.
Matt Olson's a really good player. Marcell Ozuna is a really good player. I'd take all those guys. And I think most people would, right? So let's be careful there when it comes to that. But there is a reason. We'll get to that when we come back after this word from Ven Johnson and Art and Jakes here on the Braylon Edwards Show.
Corporations, the government, even your insurance company will try to withhold funds and minimize their liability. Look, you make that money, you earn it, you deserve it. Ben Johnson wants to get you that money in your pocket when you deserve it, which is now. So when something goes wrong, that's why you call him. You make him your first call. You go to Ben Johnson first. Hey, Ben, this is the skinny. This is the situation. Can you help me? And the answer is yes. Because Ben Johnson Law is a fighter. He will fight for you. Contact him today at benfights.com. This is somebody that we trust. This is somebody we use. And this is somebody that you should get to know too.
Talking about food just a little bit ago, recipes. Not that Art and Jakes should share their recipes, but you would want their recipes because of how good their food is, including their signature Fairway burger that's as good as any burger you're going to find. When you go into Art and Jakes, and it's a really good time to do it tonight. Why? Well, first of all, you should be able to find it. There's 6 locations in Michigan. Secondly, they got 80 TV sets, man. So they're going to have the Lions game on. They're going to have baseball games on. Anything you can imagine, anything you want to watch, as long as it's sports related, they're going to put it on there. And they've got 22 types of beers on tap for you. Good food, good beer, really good choices for sporting events at Art and Jakes. So don't miss it. And tonight, by the way, Monday night, Braylon was just talking about it, it's rib night at Art and Jakes. Yes. Download the Art and Jakes app, join AJ's fan club as well, and make every game day a winning day.
Big injuries, big news. Twice Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Well, your fitness is essential, and that's Planet Fitness, man. Now with over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, Planet Fitness is the gym for you. Look, everybody's starting a new journey. You know, for me, I've been at Planet Fitness for a while, but for you, it may be your first time. But that's okay, because they got trainers on staff that can help you get to where you want to be. But the best thing about it is there's no judgment. So you're starting your journey, you're on your path. You know, you see a guy like me, I'm not judging you. I'm just happy you're in the gym to get your physical right as well as your mental, man. And then the gyms are squeaky clean. Talking about the locker room, that's very important. Very important that you stay squeaky clean. And once again, it's fitness that fits into your budget. Planet Fitness isn't trying to take an arm or a leg to get you into the gym. They're just trying to get those more strong. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
I know what you're thinking tonight. You're going to watch the Lions and you're going to watch the Ravens. And you're thinking, what goes well with a Buddy's Pizza? I've got the answer for
Lions victory.
A win.
Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Yes, a win and Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. I was in the back room with some of the sales folks. They've got this cool mini fridge that is a Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea fridge. I said, what the hell's going on here? How come we don't have that? I want that on the set, man. I want to be able to open that up, pull out a Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea while on Woodward Sports, and enjoy a cool, crisp sip every once in a while. It's only 100 calories. It's 4.5%. I'm not going to drink a bunch. Just wanted to taste one or two during the show. What's wrong with that? This season, let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports, and please drink responsibly.
And we back.
Yes, we are. Make sure you chime in with the chats. Make sure you chime in with the super chats. And I promise you, Kool-Aid will get to those as quickly as you get them in, because if you're going to take the time here on the Braylon Edwards Show, you deserve to be heard. There is a full panic mode for most in this city over their baseball team. I understand it. I think it's real. I think it's justified. I can't say that I'm quite there yet. It is troubling how poorly they've played, but I think what is just as troubling is what you and I talked about at the trade deadline. Now, look, there's nothing you can do about it now, so what's the point? But we wanted frontline pitchers. It's easy to sit there and just go, I want a pitcher. I want a reliever.
Yeah.
I want a hitter. Anybody can do that. That's mind-numbing to me. I want specifics. I wanted David Bednar, 21 straight appearances without a run, by the way. They didn't get him. I wanted a Eugenio Suarez. Now, it's easy for me to say that, Braylon, because I don't know what a team, like Arizona in that case, wanted. If Scott Harris wants to hold on to his top 5 prospects, I get it. But that's part of negotiation, man. My guess is you would do that if you knew it was going to help your team and you were giving up somebody who is perhaps one top 10 prospect. Again, we don't know. But should he be the guy at least being more transparent with us and tell us, look, I'm not going to give you names. I'm not going to say it's Kool-Aid Ryan and Braylon is what they wanted. But they did want, Neil and Sean. Or they wanted 2 of my top 10, but I'm not going to tell you which names they wanted. At least we would have a better understanding. Instead, we get more of a generic thought from him, and I think that's where Tigers fans have a bit of an issue.
Nobody wanted KG or Spinmo Racks?
Well, yeah, but those guys were untouchables.
You know what? That makes sense. A lot of sense. Shout out to those guys. Yeah, just more of a conversation. What was on the table, what wasn't. I think we've gotten spoiled by Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. A lot of information is given through us. Brad Holmes, when he gets a chance to talk, it would be interesting to see what were they asking for?
Right.
What weren't you willing to part with? Looking at the Scott Harris and the Tigers situation, I'd go back to last year and telling you, watching that run, I felt like they were just trying to see what they had. I felt like the season was in a bit of a lost space, and you just parade these guys out here, these young guys, and it turns into winning a playoff series. Mm-hmm. Last season. This year, I think it's more of a little bit of the same. I think they're trying to find what are our guys, what do we really have, and I think that's why they're a little bit hesitant to maybe pull the trigger. Mm-hmm. Now, I wasn't sitting in those meetings. I don't know what was offered or what they didn't want to give up or part ways with, but that's just what it seems like. It seems like in the last 18 months, what are we as the Detroit Tigers? Let's figure that out and then maybe make that move in the future. I think kicking the can, I don't like that term. I think worrying about the future has kind of been what the Tigers have done in the last year or so.
Well, I think a lot of people feel like
now is the moment.
You're right, and I think a lot of people feel like Detroit's three of the 4 major sports teams, their front office has the same philosophy. So they were upset, as you and I both know, that Detroit didn't go out and get a defensive end this year. People are frustrated at Steve Yzerman because they don't feel like he's gone out and been aggressive enough with free agents. And with this situation, and we would remind people, with Suarez going to Seattle, I'm just using this as an example. And by the way, it's not like he's torn the cover off the ball since going back to Seattle, all right? But sometimes the threat is really important in the middle of the lineup.
They played that well with him not tearing the cover off the ball. So imagine if he just somehow figures it out in the next week or so.
Yeah, because they've leapfrogged Houston now. They beat Houston yesterday, won this weekend series, so they are now in first place and just 1 win shy of what Detroit has. But Seattle is, with Suarez, they, in return, Arizona got a minor league first baseman and a couple of pitchers. Now, how high they were rated, I would have to do a little bit more research in that regard, but I would tell you this. Detroit you would have assumed, based on what they got, that Detroit could have made something like that happen.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those guys in the media who I never believe that we deserve to know everything. I think coaches have their conversations with their players. It should stay there. I think players have conversations with each other. It should stay there. I think front office people have conversations with other front offices. It should stay there to a certain extent. Otherwise, when you break that train of trust, then you've got a problem, okay, moving forward. Yeah. But if you could give us a better understanding, he would be avoiding these types of shots that he's taking on a regular basis, and they're justified because people are pissed that you feel like there was 1 or 2 elements you could have had to make this team that much better than the Cleveland team that sold off at the trade deadline and lost 2 guys.
And still swept you. Yeah, I think it's more if you have that conversation. Now I'm not sitting here wondering. I know. Because from what I keep hearing over the last, once again, let's just say last 6, 7, 8 months, that the Tigers now have the best minor league situation, the best farming system. They have all these things, and you have all these prospects. So if I'm being told that, and you're not giving me information, a novice, amateur like myself, I might ask the question, well, why are you telling about all these players that we have for the future? Meanwhile, you're not willing to part with some of them.
Right.
And if the farming system is now the best, and it is that good, then that means it's more than 4 players.
Right.
That means you got about 8 to 10 to 12.
Exactly.
Now, maybe I'd be over-exaggerating with 10 to 12, but that means you have some pieces that you can make some moves for if it's going to benefit you. And after this past weekend and last week, it seems like we could have benefited from a move like that. That's the question, and that's the feeling when you don't have information. When you're not privy to a little bit of the conversation, now I can say something like that. This could be a dumb comment that I made, but if I don't have information, it's not. And a lot of people feel this way.
The word collapse would not be associated with the Tigers right now if Scott Harris was a little bit, I'm not asking for details, but a little bit more transparent with his audience and with his fan base. And I'm sure he's not thinking about, you know what, I got to get the fans off my back. I'm not worried about that. He probably isn't. He's more worried about his baseball team. But the chances to improve his baseball team have come and gone, and he didn't do enough, period. I mean, we all know that. Here's the other concern.
Problem is those two things go together, though.
That's
Like,
right.
You're not worrying about the fan base. That's fine. But you're not worrying about what the fan base is talking about, which is what should have taken place.
Mm-hmm.
Those two things are the same.
Yeah, and so I would ask you, how much do you think front office personnel think about the fan base? How much do you think they really look at it and think, you know what, it's something I got to take into consideration?
Yeah, when they're playing with, another term I don't necessarily care for. When they're ahead, they don't worry. Mm-hmm. And right now, the Tigers are ahead. They are falling into a space of not being ahead. But if you look at what Scott Harris has done in his career here, you look at what last season was, look at how this season's played off in terms of where they were, where they still are, with a chance to get in and still potentially have a shot. They're still ahead from where he took this franchise over and the things of that nature. I think he's ahead. So he's not worrying about what the fan base is saying, what are people calling into radio shows or calling into Woodward Sports or saying, the Freak or the news. Because they're still ahead. Like 2 weeks ago, they're number 1 in baseball. Yeah, now they're still third in AL, I want to say.
Yeah, the confidence is just not there, and I think a lot of it also comes back to your actions or your inactions. Case in point, in July, the Tigers have acquired Devin Smeltzer. Do you know where he is? Neither do I, because he's gone. They acquired Jeff Hartlieb. Do you know where he is? Neither do I, because he's gone. They acquired Luke Jackson. Where is he? He's not here. They acquired Randy Dobnak, which is laughable. He's at AAA. Cody Hoyer, he's gone. Kyle Finnegan, really important piece.
Right.
Rafael Montero, been an important piece. Paul Sewald, please. Charlie Morton, gone. Chris Paddock, acquired in the bullpen. All these moves, Tanner Rainey, all these moves, how many of them worked out? It seemed like, to the fan base, whether you believe it or not and whether it's fair or not, this is their mindset. Yeah. You're throwing a bunch of stuff against the wall. It ain't sticking, so you're moving on to the next one when you could have fixed it a long time ago if you actually would have done by going out and getting a quality piece.
So it sounds like the Detroit Tigers front office and the Detroit Lions front office have been hanging out a little bit, because that's what it seems like for the Lions defensive line.
Right.
Like on the right,
You're 100% right.
On the one side. They keep throwing all these numbers, the Ray Lopez's of the world. Oh, we got this guy and that guy. Meanwhile, you don't have any serviceable guys. It's an interesting situation. It's an interesting, because those are a bunch of names. Those are a bunch of acquisitions to not be doing anything and no longer, most of them, even be here. Yeah,
it's a troubling situation. And on top of that, with all that said, as you go into the postseason, and you look, if you go into the postseason, and you look at the various teams, and if you believe pitching wins championships, pitching and defense, right? Dodgers got better starting pitching. Phillies, even without their ace, Zach Wheeler, have better starting pitching. You know how I feel about Seattle, even though they lost Brian Wu. They still have Logan Gilbert. They still have George Kirby. They still have Luis Castillo. The Tigers, I mean, Milwaukee's got better starting pitching. The Tigers probably of all the teams, I'm not sure. I mean, Hunter Brown and Framber Valdez I like. Everybody else maybe not so much. San Diego's got names, but I don't think they're as quality. Boston, a couple of names. Detroit probably has the 6th best starting pitching of all the teams that are vying for a playoff. They're better than the Yankees. They're better than the Cubs, and I get that. I like Toronto's better, so they might be 7th, even though Max Scherzer got the crap kicked out of him 20-1 the other day. That's a big problem moving forward. Maybe not in a short series, but in a long series, that's going to come back and haunt them deeply. Now, A.J. Hinch has done a good job in taking Tarek Skubal, moving his start up. He's going to start tomorrow. He's throwing against Gavin Williams, who's got pretty good numbers, all right? He's got an ERA below 4. He's got 11 wins. WHIP is about 1.2, but he's not a bad pitcher for him. The game undecided in the third game of that series where Detroit not sure who they have. Cleveland, what do they have? They have Tanner Bybee, and then you go to Boston. So you got a chance for Skubal on the first game against Cleveland and the last game against Boston. That's good managing. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
it'll be very interesting to see how it moves forward. But right now, the panic mode is real, and I completely understand it. I don't think it'll be a big panic if the Lions lose in Baltimore today, unless it is an absolute ass kicking.
Yeah.
So when we come back, that's what we want to dive into. Let's dive into Lions and Ravens. Braylon Edwards has got his thoughts, and they're good ones for sure. Yeah. Lamar Jackson has just been unbelievable. We all know that, right? We all know that. How do you handle it? What can you do to offset Lamar Jackson? Is there anything you can do? We will talk of that when we come back here on the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports. Les Stanford Buick GMC is the equivalent to Lamar Jackson. They are. I mean, they've got so much good stuff. They are so good at what they do, and they care about you. I don't know how much Lamar Jackson cares about Baltimore, but I know he cares about his teammates. You look at these numbers right here. Lamar Jackson's numbers are off the charts a year ago. Do they compare to the Equinox EV 229 a month? No. The 2025 Lyric, $489 a month plus tax? No. The 2025 Hummer, $599 a month? No. 248-206-6600 or go to the website, lesstanford.com. Their massive inventory will impress you. Their family feel will impress you even more.
Jax, it's the car wash we use, it's the car wash we love, and now we can even get you a free car wash. Text WSN to 888-522-1729. Again, that's WSN to 888-522-1729. Look, it's a rainy day today, a little bit of Jersey, but guess what? If you have that unlimited plan for $29.99, you can get your car washed later on today, you can get it washed tomorrow, or any day this week and the rest of the month. $29.99. That's what they want you. Free vacuums, free compressed air, free MAC cleaning rooms. They have everything you need to keep your vehicle that you're going to get from Les Stanford, to keep it shining, to keep it nice, to keep it ready for the weekend and every day of the week. Let Jax be your car wash like they are ours.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions.
Dr. Jeff Pierce is the injury insider here with Sports. Michigan Sports and Spine. He's with Big D Energy on Tuesdays, and he was us. The Braylon Edwards Show with Shep on Thursdays. He can diagnose whatever you have, whatever type of aches or pains and things where you don't know what it is and you think it may be more serious than it actually is. All you got to do is call 248-426-9944, or you scan the QR code above my head. You see this? You see that range of motion? You see all that? That's because
big wingspan.
That's because of Doc. Doc got me right. Look at that. You see the flexibility right there? Doc made that happen for me last week. I told you about the right side. Went and saw Doc. Went and got it taken care of with a little bit of dry needling and a little bit of cupping. Whatever you may need, they can provide you. And maybe even get you some of that secret sauce he talks about. The injury insider is our guy. It's Dr. Jeffrey Pierce.
One of the common denominators at this network is family. A lot of people here get along really well. They're going to watch the game together tonight. So make sure you check that out on Woodward Sports as well. And we like we like a lot of our partners to have the same philosophy. That's why Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning has jumped on board too. They've been serving Metro Detroit for over 40 years and treating their customers like family when they're dealing with heating and cooling and indoor air quality and water heaters and whole home generators. And just to prove it to you, this is what Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning does for you. If you are a DTE gas customer, you get a free furnace tune-up through December 1st. Tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you. Check out that QR code just above my head. Take a quick scan of it or call them at 734-238-3839. That's 734-238-3839.
And we back.
Break.
I know what we're talking about. I know it's all football, baseball, hockey, a little bit of basketball for Kool-Aid. But you got to represent the Kool-Aid. Shout out to men and women's USA teams because they represented at the Worlds. They won the 4x4. Both of them, they won the 4x1. Both teams, they won the Open 200. Noah Lyles won. We on the Open 200 for women. And Sydney McLaughlin, Lord have mercy, is becoming one of the greatest track athletes of all time. She won last week too at 447.78. First time that someone cracked 48 in 40 years.
Wow.
The person that has the number one record, Polina, or we know she was juicy. So shout out to
Congrats.
USA. This is what I'm talking
Good job, man. Way to go. I love that. I'm glad you brought that up. They deserve it. They deserve that recognition. We do have some breaking news.
Yeah.
What's the breaking news here, Kool-Aid?
Yeah, this thing just broke. Nick Bosa of the 49ers, superstar pass rush, suffered a season-ending torn ACL. This is via Adam Schefter. So another season-ending injury. You're talking about stars. You're talking about now, from role players to stars. A lot of teams are starting to see a lot of players drop off, man.
Now suddenly another team needs an edge rusher.
100%. That's why you got. That's why when you have those moments, that's why you got to close the door in those moments. Like, I know you don't like the window. This isn't about the Lions and the window, but that window for the 49ers, as long as it was open, they never closed the door. And now you get to the point where guys are injured, guys are older. They played in not only 17, they played in 20 games. They played in 20 games a season essentially for the last 6-7 years. Contract things come up, can't pay everybody.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, 49ers from 2017, 18, 19, 23, 22. Like Bosa, an ACL for him. His brother's already in the point where you see he's on his second team and he's not necessarily started playing well for Buffalo.
Yeah, that's a problem, man. It's a deep problem.
When you can, they came up short twice in the Super Bowl.
I'm with you on that. So there's a lot of discussion in the chat right now, and we really appreciate it. Love it. I love everybody's thoughts
My mic was off.
We got to fix, baby.
I'm sorry, my mic
I can
was
hear
off.
you. I'm locked in here, but everybody in the chat is like, "Hey, Bray, can you turn it up?"
I was talking about the window.
Yeah,
I was talking about the window. I know Shep doesn't like the term window, but for the 49ers, it seemed like the window was going to be open forever. Now you start to look at money comes up. You can't pay everybody. Guys are getting older a little bit. Nick Bosa, he's played how many games in the last 7 years? Because every year they're playing 20 games.
Yeah.
Or 18, 19. Guys are getting beat up. You're getting battered. And now their window is closed.
Mm-hmm.
You say you don't like windows. 49ers window is definitely closed.
Some of the folks in the chat are – this is a tough thing for us in sports, I would say, in sports television, sports radio, streaming, all these things. When people say, this team is blowing it, this team is collapsing, it's obviously a negative connotation.
Yeah.
And I've said this ad nauseum. The easiest thing to do in life is be negative. I mean, it's what I like about this studio is you come in here and it's positive. Kool-Aid, I don't care if he's having you'll never know if he's having a good day or a bad day. You know why? Because he's always smiling. He always comes up and gives you a high five, wants to give you a hug, which I greatly appreciate, Same thing with you. You're like, whatever it is, leave it at the door. It's like one of the last things you say on a regular basis. With that said, and I greatly respect it, I would push back a little bit about what Michael said in the chat. He said, I wish instead of complaining about what our teams are not, we should enjoy what they have become. Just my thoughts. First of all, Michael, I give you a ton of credit for being as positive as you are. That's first and foremost. And I don't disagree with you. I wish I could think more like that. But when you have a 15.5 game lead and it's down to 1, when you had a 10.5 game lead to start the month, we're talking about a couple of weeks ago, man, 2.5 weeks ago, and it's down to 1. When your team has lost 6 straight and you are just 8-17 in your last 25, it's hard not to look at what you're missing rather than what you have, because what you have right now with all your all-stars since the damn all-star game have not performed like all-stars. And I'm guilty, dude. Michael, I am 100% guilty on this.
How many did we get in there?
Okay.
5 or 6 all-stars?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
well, that included pitchers. Go ahead.
Okay, Michael. I'm going to do the show for Mike. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Braylon Edwards with Shep. Excited to be here to do the show. Excited for what the Detroit Lions have done in the last 3 years. It's amazing that the Lions have put themselves in this position from where they used to be 10 years ago or maybe even 6 years ago. So happy for the Detroit Tigers. Man, 10 years, 11 years, will they ever get back to the playoffs? Last year, they got to the playoffs. They won a playoff series. And you know what they did this year? At one point in the season, they were 15.5 games ahead.
Had the best record in all of baseball.
Best record in baseball. They had 4 All-Stars, one of them being Javi Baez. Oh, my God. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons while we're talking about congratulations. They had a hell of a season last year. They did something that no NBA team has ever done, going from 14 to 44. And they were this close to winning against the New York Knicks. Man, I am so glad that my city is back. Thank you, everybody.
I'm fired up. No.
Is that what you want? No. We do a show. We can't talk about that. We can't talk about it's great the Pistons got to it. We got to talk about how J.B. Bickerstaff in the stretch missed some opportunities. How Malik Beasley in a lot of moments didn't play the best.
Right.
These are conversations that we
missed
have.
some wide open threes.
The Detroit Lions. We are super excited that the Lions
are
in this place. We're excited that they have an opportunity to even be talked about and mentioned in the same breath as teams that have a chance to win the Super Bowl. But when they get blown out against Green Bay, we got to come here and talk about how they got blown out, why they got blown out. Just like the next week, we talked about what worked in 52 points to 14. So we do appreciate it. I'm a Detroiter, born and raised. I tell you this all the time. I went to high school right down the street from Comerica Park and Ford Field and LCA, right down the street. Our job is to talk about what the teams are doing and how to get better. That's our job.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
We love where they're at. But are you happy that they're here, or do you want them to go further? Because that's what we want.
And I would also add this. As proud as we were of Zach McKinstry and Gleyber Torres and Javier Baez and Riley Green and Casey Mize and Tarek Skubal as all-stars, their numbers, whether we like it or not, Michael, the numbers are terrible since the All-Star game. Scooble now.
Yeah.
And you can't hide that. And if you're hiding it, Michael, then what it does is it's just not genuine, and it's not fair to the rest of the audience.
Yeah.
So it's not a bitch fest. It's not a complaint that this team's not good enough or that they're going wayward or this, that, or the other. They missed some opportunities, like the Lions missed an opportunity last year against Washington when they had a home playoff game. They missed some opportunities, like Malik Beasley missed some open threes and had a chance to beat New York, who eventually got to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm not saying Detroit would have, but there was the opportunity there. That's what sports is about. I love your positivity and I love your passion. I hope you can understand our passion for the other way when things are going awry. When they do well, we give them a ton of credit, and they deserve it.
Tigers missed the postseason. What are we supposed to come here and say? Now, we don't believe that's going to happen, but let's just say that happens. What are we supposed to come here and say? Hey, man, at one point in the season, 15 and a half up.
Yeah.
It's not real.
If they had an epic collapse, should we focus on what they did so well in the first half, or understanding or trying to relay to people that in the second half it was under 500, they blew the opportunity that was in front of them. They had some help too, because there were other teams that were struggling, even though Cleveland has caught fire, and they did it in what many people consider to be the weakest division in baseball. You've got to be real with people. And again, Michael,
15 games.
Yeah, right. And again, Michael, I mean, I give you a ton of credit because you are a positive person. Listen, I'm telling you right now, the man to my right is a positive person. The two men I work with, Ryan and Kool-Aid, they're positive people. But there's a difference between positive and being real. You have to be real at the same time. So just so you know. Let's get into Lions and Ravens. Lamar Jackson is a freak.
Yeah.
He's unique. I don't know if there's an answer to this question, but it's something I think that is worth at least discussing. How do you handle a guy like this? And if somebody says, keep him in the pocket, you know, I seriously, I want to clip their toenails all the way down to the wick. It drives me crazy. That's so easy to say. I want to know what this team defensively has to do against Lamar Jackson. Is it as simple as you got to either let him or Derrick Henry beat you? How do you handle that type of, 1-2 punch that Baltimore has?
First of all, it's tough because Lamar Jackson is like that, but I've said it all the time, so I don't have to dive into that. You got to maintain gap integrity. Like for the Detroit Lions, you can't over-pursue with the defensive rush. You have to stay in your rush lanes. A lot of times guys get to doing their own thing. You get beat or you get a little success over here and you get out of your lane. There's a reason why they have lanes in rushing. You rush in your lane, you stay in your lane. It keeps the pocket clean. On the reverse side, though, for the defense, in terms of where Lamar has to go, he doesn't have these open lanes or open areas to take off because you're in the lane. So everywhere he's looking, you got a guy that can come up and fill. That's one. Two, it's a controlled rush. Like, it's a control rush. It's just not sending Brian Branch. It's not just sending Jack Campbell. You have to have a controlled rush where you have guys fitting those spots where they're leaving from, where you have guys to watch their backs if it does not play that way, where you got guys sliding out on the defensive line to keep him in the middle of the pocket. That's how you do it, the control rush side of things. And then don't leave your feet. Like, don't leave your feet. How many times have you seen Lamar do the quick and somebody's jumping because it's Lamar and he can pass as well. As soon as you jump, now he's in the air, Lamar's gone, and now somebody else has to come off of somebody else.
How do you not do that, though, Braylon? Knowing that he can throw it, and we talked about it on Friday, how much better of a passer he is than perhaps he's ever been.
Because this is what the coach is telling you. I'm telling you not to jump.
Okay.
Like, if you stay on your feet, you will have success. If you stay on your feet and you get shook, Shep, I'm not mad at you. Like, when we watch film, if you stay on your feet and he just shook you, congratulations. You ain't the first and you won't be the last.
And I feel you, bro.
And I told you not to. But if you jump, all bets are off. Everything that happens after the jump, that's on you. And we coached that. We talked about that. You have to stay on your feet. I know it's tough. I would jump. So I'm being honest. I probably would jump. It's Lamar.
Yeah.
But these are the conversations that Kelvin Shepherd is having with his defense, all 11. Hey, don't jump.
So it's a really
controlled rush.
It's a really good conversation.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not as simple as that.
It's not.
But that's the conversation starting point.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The other thing is what we hear a lot of is if you can't get to the quarterback, disrupt his lane.
Yeah.
How do you disrupt his lane? A lot of guys are batting balls down.
Talib
Good
Williams,
for them.
He had 3 against Chicago Bears.
There you go,
Yeah.
right? Max Crosby does a really good job of that. You know what? He's not going to get to the quarterback. He knows that, so he's going to time his jump. Chris Jones, right. DT instead of a DN, but you know what I'm saying, right. So if you're looking at that situation, and we're trying to tell people, our defensive players, listen, if you can't get home, at least monitor, try to look at his eyes, and jump at the right time. If he's pump faking you, how are you at fault there?
But you've been told to stay home. It's just like
just stay on your feet.
It's just like the defender in the corner when JB Bickerstaff tells insert defensive player, don't jump when D Book hits you with the hezzy.
Yeah.
Don't jump when insert player that's making $70 million hits you with a pump fake. Like, don't jump. They still jump.
Yeah.
But
Jason Tatum.
That's what I was going to say.
100%.
Every
that's a great
coach I had from Pee-wees all the way into college, man, all of them, it was the same type of stuff. And that's the imagery that I get, that you're supposed to approach under control. And if they just so happen to hit that shot, as long as you're doing the natural, the right principles, you're under control, you're in the spot, you have your hand up to try and, if you can get a deflection, get a deflection. That's the type of imagery, at least from basketball terms, that comes to mind.
You better go old school. You better go old school. You better tell them something beforehand. Say, hey, look, everybody that jumps, here's the fine. and you guys are laughing. I have been on teams. I come from an era where there was a little bit of incentive. If you don't believe me, ask Dennis Allen out there in New Orleans and what they were doing. But I didn't say a bounty side of things. But, yeah, there's incentive. I give you one. Mike Tannenbaum was the GM when I was with the New York Jets. You can catch him on the 4 letters. He told me, said, Braylon, he said, I want to give you a little challenge. He said, I see you've been blocking well, but they say you missed a couple blocks here and there. If you go out there and have 3 pancakes and you grade out 80%, he said, you can have my parking spot for a month. Like, I was like, whoa. You mean to tell me I can park right in front for a month? I don't have to worry about, so when I'm almost late, but I have your spot, now I'm going to be on time. I know that sounds crazy and it's something else, but there was incentive. Yeah. We're athletes. We're competitive.
Right.
The smallest incentive, it takes you to the next level. So it's just something to remember in the back of your mind. So every play that was a run play or I had opportunity to block, I said, I'm about to put somebody through this dirt because I know what's waiting on me and I got the parking spot. But there needs to be an incentive. There needs to be a continuous conversation. For every guy that stays on his foot, there's something.
I like that.
100%. But you got to have these conversations. And even in the fun spot of it is repetition and reminding someone. It's reminding the players, don't jump, don't jump. This is why we're not going to jump. He's going to jump, but I guarantee you might have one guy jump as opposed to 4, which eliminates a lot more extra yards or a big play down the field.
It's going to be a high-scoring game, isn't it, fellas?
I think so.
They can score.
I sense it.
They can score. I'm fine. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Lions can score.
Yeah, I think the Lions can score, too.
Yeah.
I think
this
Baltimore –
defense, too.
Yeah,
They're not that
I think Baltimore's susceptible to the run. I do. This is a cliche, but I'm going to say it to you anyway, and I want your reaction right away. Tonight, what would really help the Lions is if they're off, and I'm not a big time on the clock type of guy, all right?
TOP.
All I care about with time of possession is what you do with it when you have it.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning won a game, I believe, when he was in Indy, 15 minutes, that's all they had the ball. But you know what? They scored almost every time.
I told you about the AFC Championship. When he went down the field right before the half, 32 seconds it took him to go 87 yards, score a touchdown.
Yeah. So I care about what you do when you have it. However, I can make exceptions once in a while. If I'm keeping Lamar Jackson off the field, thanks to my offense, you want some incentives? I'll give you all the parking spaces you want in the front. If that's what you're going to do, offensive line, go right ahead.
Yeah. 100%. The time of possession can be key. The other thing for that, though, is Lamar scores quick. They still have the ability to score fast. But in the time of possession battle, if you maintain the ball, if you keep the ball, what happens is you never allow that offense to get in rhythm. Now, if that's something that you do, that'll help you tremendously. You're keeping them out of rhythm. Because no matter how good you are, you still have to have a little bit of rhythm. You still have to have a little bit of, all right, here we go. We got something going. We're getting into a little bit of who we are. If you can't get that, if you can't get out of the blocks, you know what I'm saying, to go back to the track, you're in trouble. Lions couldn't get out of the blocks in Green Bay. Like, that game got out of hand because they couldn't get out of the blocks. Now, I'm not saying the Lions go there and do that, but if you force them to trip, if you force them to have to reassess and figure some things out, you get out the blocks on them, coaches at every level, that butt gets tight.
Help me with this. We know Baltimore plays fast. You just said it. They can score fast. I think really good teams in the National Football League can. I do. I mean, Buffalo's can score fast. Philly can score fast. The Rams can score fast. Detroit can score fast. I mean, that's their offense. Should Detroit want to get in, lack of a better phrase and an old cliche, a track meet with Baltimore?
Why not? Why not?
I would argue Detroit has more offensive weapons than Baltimore does.
I would argue,
doesn't mean they're better. I just think they have more.
I would agree, but I would say, how good Lamar and Henry are, it evens out.
Okay.
Because I agree with you. Wide receiver core is not even close.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even close. And
Although Zay Flowers having a good year.
True, but he's still not better than Amon-Ra or Jameson, in my opinion.
Right.
And this is your number one. Also, tight
Gets me
end.
fired up.
Mark Andrews, he's on a bit of this, although we'll see what happens this week. Sam Laporta, they're even right now. So I agree with you right now, but Lamar is Lamar and Derrick Henry is, closing in. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I also think
an absolute monster.
I also think the red zone's a massive factor in this game too, because I still think Lamar and them are going to get their yards.
Yeah.
But if we can just force them to field goals, again, if you go 80 yards, you kick a field goal, I'm fine with that.
I don't care what you do between the 20s.
Exactly. Yeah. But if we just force them to field goals, I'm fine with that, and I can absolutely live with that, and that gives the Lions a better chance to win this game, as long as the Lions finish in the red zone. Vice versa.
But I like a little bit of what Shep was getting at as it related to the pace of play.
Tempo.
Because sometimes when those Lions and that offense is humming, Jared Goff and those guys just look different. And Brady, your point, when they couldn't get off the blocks in Green Bay, and Green Bay talked about this too. We recognize that if we can start fast in the beginning of the game, if we can start fast at the beginning of the half, we noticed we could put teams basically in a vice grip, and they just almost give up. And it just seemed like what they did to the Lions in that game, they still fought to a degree, but it just didn't look the same. The run game didn't look the same. The play action didn't look the same. And that's why I do wonder with a team like the Ravens, I do want to see the Lions go out there and focus on a good fast start rather than even trying to control the time of possession early at the very least.
If I'm the Lions, I'm taking the ball and the first play of the game, I'm throwing the ball to number one. It just is what it is. And that's not a receiver deal. That's the truth. Show them that you're not scared to drop back, play one on the road, and throw the ball down the field to one of the fastest receivers in the NFL. And right now he's looking fast in Tyreek Hill. So maybe the fastest wide receiver in the league. Throw the ball to him. If it doesn't happen, so what? Let them know you're willing to. We're here for it. So now
you think messages like that are sent on a regular basis and oftentimes hit home? Do they?
100%, especially if the pass is caught. Like, Jameson doesn't have to be the one to catch the pass. You can do something on the underneath. You can have a little fail-safe, if you will. You can
I
have,
see.
You're
saying have him run the route.
Have him run the route, and if it's a shot, you let it go.
Okay.
Like, you don't think about it. If you see one-on-one, if you see safety off, if you say, you know what, make the decision and throw it. Just like Javi makes the decision, he's going to swing at pitches before he gets out there. Make that decision. I'm going deep. J-Mo, I'm throwing it where you
always
and
the Javi
only you, because that's my guy. I'm the only one who can pick fun on him.
And Brady, they've had that in their play packages.
But
they did
now
this
let
against
it
the
go.
Bears last year.
But now this is what this moment is for.
Yeah.
You let that thing go. Like, can you imagine what it looks like? He doesn't even have to score on that 50-yard catch. Now you're on the 22-yard line. You know what I'm saying? Now you're feeling good. So you got to do something to get them off their square. It is what it is. They are the favorite. They are the better team. I'm just looking at the stats of this year and the last couple of years. They're the better team. They're the ones that you're hunting. All right, let them know you in the hunt.
Yeah,
don't go out there and run the ball 3 times in a row.
Do you get the sense that and I hate the word disrespect when it comes to this stuff, but do you think that so many people, it's almost like a foregone conclusion tonight that Baltimore takes care of their business and there you go?
Yes, and it would be a fair conclusion. Like, I don't believe that is necessarily going to be the outcome. We'll get there later, but I think it'd be fair. Like, the record that we talked about, 24-2, the record of what the Baltimore Ravens have shown so far this season, what they showed last season, the team that they have, the pieces that they add. Yeah. Like, I would think it would be fair to assume that the Lions were going to lose this game. That's a fair assumption. Do I feel that way? Once again, you find out later. But it's fair.
Yeah.
What happened the last couple times they've played? What happens when he plays the NFC teams.
Yeah, the record is unbelievable at 24-2. It might be slightly converted a little bit just because of who they played. You know, it's not like they're playing the best of the best all the time, but I don't want to take anything away from them. The thing that Detroit can expose maybe a little bit, Kyle Van Noy is out for their defense. Matt Buke is out as well in the middle or on one defensive end. So those are two pass rushing guys who should help them, and I think they're already a little susceptible to the middle of the field with a little lack of experience. I would think Detroit will try to take advantage of that. Do you think that John Morton and Dan Campbell come out and try to send a message in the sense of, like you suggested, going deep, or we're here to be physical with you because this is who we are, we're going to punch you in the mouth?
I think a little bit of both, and also we're not that team from week one. Like, don't have watch week one and think that's who the Detroit Lions are, and then we play, the sorry bleep Chicago Bears. Yeah, no. That's just not who we are.
Hey, man, they just got their first win, Braylon. You can't say that.
I said they were going to win that. I said they were going to win that game too, by the way. You know who I do not like in this league.
Yeah.
But yeah, you establish that physical presence. Let them know that they're going to be in a fight. Like, the best thing that you can do when you're going on the road with a team that believes they're better than you is hit them in the mouth. You hit them in the mouth and let them know that you're here, and then hit them with some stuff. They are susceptible. Because if the Cleveland Browns had anything on offense when they played against the Ravens, the Browns would have beat them.
Yeah.
Much like they did the
Packers yesterday.
And they still didn't really have offense. They just ran the ball early on in the game.
And they forced a big pick late.
100%.
What Jordan Love is thinking is beyond me.
Special teams, you never think about it until it bites you in the butt.
Yeah.
Like, you never do. Iowa, my junior year, best team we ever had when I was in Michigan was my junior year. Chris Perry, third in the Heisman. Like, that team was stacked. Offensive line, young Lamar Woodley. Like, that team was stacked. We go into Iowa. The week of practice, we're putting in this rugby rollout. I don't know why the hell we put in this rugby rollout. It never worked in practice. It got blocked each day. Lloyd, he looked miserable the whole time. Jim Bacher was putting this thing in. I thought it was not in there on game day. I thought Lloyd had a conversation. But no, he didn't. He rolled out twice, got 2 punts blocked. One went back to the crib for a touchdown. They returned a punt to the 3-yard line in that game. We put up 20.
Was that Tim Dwight? Was Tim Dwight?
No, I ain't that old.
Okay.
I'm not that old. But we should have beat this team. We were much better. Special teams crushed us that day. Absolutely crushed. But anyway.
And special teams yesterday, to your point.
Back-to-back field goals blocked. Like, the Packers should have won that game.
Right.
As bad as Jordan Love was, as bad as the offense looked, their defense did enough, and they were a better team. Field goal blocked.
Tampa had one blocked. Rams had one blocked. It's incredible.
All within like 10 minutes.
What's that?
All within like 10 minutes of each other.
Hell, Cleveland won 13-10. Cleveland's 13 points came in the last 3 minutes and 30
seconds.
Yeah,
they were up 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Packers were up 10 with 4 minutes left.
Yeah. Love threw a pick.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. It's absolutely nuts. But that's what we love about sports. That's what we love about the NFL. And it's like you and I talk on a regular basis. Look at the road teams that are winning. Look at who's being upset and who's surprised. I mean, I had a buddy yesterday. He's like, there's no way the Packers lose to the Browns. I said, Cleveland's got a pretty damn good defense, man. No way. They're going to. Hey, man, they lost 13-10. Who would have thought Carolina would put up a goose egg on Atlanta? Michael Penix gets, benched with 2 picks. Looks awful. C.J. Stroud has looked awful. Daniel Jones has looked great. Tell me what kind of world we'd be living in if I mentioned that sentence just last year or even earlier this year before the season began.
I wish the Lions would have played yesterday. I feel like yesterday was the day. Yesterday,
where the upsets were happening.
Yesterday was the day to catch people slipping. I feel like now John Harbaugh and the Ravens like, nah. Let's make sure we go over all the details again, like the Dirty Dozen. Yeah. What's your mission? What's your plan? What's your assignment? What's going on? You know he's gonna be in that field goal protection.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He'll be in that meeting extra this morning. Hey, make sure you do not let them in. It's serious.
When we come back, I'm excited to get Braylon's thoughts on a couple of different things. One is a tirade on the sideline. The other is a post-game speech / emotional outburst. We'll get to all that coming up with Braylon Edwards on the Braylon Edwards Show when we return after this message from BlackRock and Lady Jane's.
This is why I love getting into the show, man. You get so excited. I forgot about the read, but I know the read because I know the place. Black Rock Bar and Grill. Come on, man. The summer of sizzle. Well, you know what? Today is the first day of fall officially. So it's not the summer of sizzle anymore. It's the fall of sizzle. And what we can do for you, you come into Black Rock Bar and Grill. You mention Woodward Sports. We'll get you 20% off that food bill. Does that sound good? Because it sounds good to me. In fact, why don't you go there and watch the game tonight? And in the middle of after your bill, when they come up to you and say that'll be whatever the price is, say not so fast, my friend. I came by Woodward Sports. They got restaurants all over the state, so be a part of that. Also, check out the new fall flavors: pineapple brulee cheesecake, as well as Tasty Tuesdays tomorrow, Thursday steak and scampi combo, and oh, by the way, Sunday sips. Black Rock Bar and Grill.
There is an old cliche that uses 3 letters, 4 if you count one twice. It's called KISS. Keep it simple, stupid, right? That's what it is with Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's really simple. You come in, you sign in, next thing you know, you're in the chair. They know how valuable your time is. They don't want to waste it. Come in, get the best haircut you're ever going to get, talk to a lovely lady who had a good conversation, and you're out the door looking sharp as ever. It's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. The Tigers are the best team in baseball. Get the best coverage in Detroit right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Every Scooble start, every green homer, and all the action can be followed on all of our social media. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's World Series or bust, Detroit, and we are here for the ride. Woodward Sports. Ever wonder what goes on inside the game?
Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Join Braylon Edwards and Shep.
Edwards has it. 10, 5, touchdown.
On the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Lamar looks in zone. Got Edwards for the touchdown.
Where they dive deep into the heart of sports. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m., they're bringing you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a fresh perspective on the sports you love. Don't miss it, only on the Woodward Sports Network. Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
You know what's perfect for tonight? Besides the Lions win. Order a Buddy's Pizza. You and your buddies are watching it. Sit down, have some good pie, and enjoy a good football game. Doesn't that sound good? Plus, here's a better thing. You save 10% when you use the promo code 10MEAL. That's 10 MEAL. You're not going to go wrong. You know that. If you're from this area, you know that Buddy's is the original. Started back in 1946. You know that there's one near you. They got 22 locations throughout the state. And you know it's been the cornerstone of this area, of this city, of this state for as long as you can remember. Go to Buddy's. Go to buddyspizza.com. Get your pizza tonight and watch the Lions beat the Ravens in Baltimore.
If you are looking to upgrade your relaxation game, check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest, located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc. creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan that QR code above my head. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
And we back.
By the way, just some quick thoughts on some games yesterday, which I love getting Braylon's opinion on these things. The Rams are the real deal. Not that they weren't before. They went into Philly, and you could make the argument. Sure, it is the argument. They were in a position to win the game, and they get a blocked field goal. Philly does. Jordan Davis returns to 61 yards for a touchdown. Biggest man to do that, by the way, in NFL history. He's a big man rolling, but he was really good. I mean, Matthew Stafford and company looked really sharp. They were up by 15 in the third. Yeah. Philly had to come from behind to get it done. That told me something about the Rams. Maybe not right now, but down the road, if they stay healthy, watch out.
I used to play the game, I told you so. That used to be my favorite phrase. So I've gotten away from that because I don't believe in say I told you so all the time. You know, who does that? I told you guys.
I do.
About the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
Like I told you how strong I felt on them. And to be honest, take your hat off to Eagles for able to stand the course, come back, block kick, whatever. But this Rams team is legit.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about yesterday, for as good as Matt Stafford has been, yesterday you could not blame, but you could blame Matt Stafford. He missed 3 throws. One was a touchdown for sure. The other 2 would have gotten them in first down within the 10 and then first down within the 20. If Matt Stafford is going to be the reason why you potentially lost that game, you guys are in good hands. That defense is legit.
They are after
fast,
the quarterback.
They fly around. They remind me of the Lions last 2 years in terms of when somebody gets tackled, you're going to see 5, 6, 7 Rams helmets when someone's getting tackled. They're fast. They play well. And then on offense, man, they got some plays and make some weapons. In the addition of Devontae Adams, everybody tried to tell me he was washed up. I told him, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. He's showing up and showing out. Side note, 4 years ago, I asked for Jordan Davis here. I wanted him. They told me he was too fat, and they told me he wouldn't stay in shape. They told me he would be something to have to deal with in terms of making weight, in terms of staying on the field. Well, that scoop and score, it sure looks like he's in shape to me. But
just because he's big boy rolling doesn't mean he can't be big boy playing. He's pretty damn good.
That was one of the knocks that when he was coming out because his name was mentioned to Detroit, and I was like, I want him. I want all the Georgia kids at the time. That's why I still keep talking about Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
But the Rams, they're legit because this is the second time that they've gone on the road to Philly and not blinked. They didn't blink in the playoff game last year in the snow. That one wasn't Stafford's fault. His skill positions failed him on this one, and then they go in this time and they're up 15. And this is what the reigning, defending, undefeated Super Bowl champ Philadelphia Eagles. So they are a real team. They're going to win that AFC West for sure. It comes down to them and the Cardinals. But
I love the way you phrase that.
Them and the Seahawks.
You're right, man. They do not blink. I mean, it's not going to intimidate them. It goes back to our conversation about how important is home field. Guys like that, they thrive on that stuff. Guys like Baker Mayfield, who was at home yesterday, but still, the comeback or the fourth quarter win for them, second time in 3 games this year, that he's been able to do that, and it's not like he put up great numbers.
Jalen?
Yeah. No, I was going to say Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Jalen Hurts put up really good numbers yesterday, 3 touchdowns. Yeah. But you're right. I mean, the Rams with Fisk.
They have an interesting dynamic, Shep, not to cut you off.
That's right.
You know what the dynamic is right now for the Rams? 1, you still have the head man. 2, you still have the quarterback that won you a Super Bowl and helped guide you win the Super Bowl. But you got guys that were not on that team. Like their complete defense, none of them were on that team. They keep hearing about the Lombardi. They keep hearing about how special it was. Look at Devontae Adams. You don't think Devontae Adams wants to etch his name in some stone? And then Puka Nacua, you're a phenomenal wide receiver. He also wasn't on the team when they won that Super Bowl.
Right.
So you got a lot of people.
Kyron Williams wasn't on the team.
Kyron Williams wasn't on that team. So you got a lot of players that are hungry because they just won 3 years ago. So a lot of hungry guys on the team that want some of that action.
Yeah, I love Jared Verse and I love Fisk. Those guys are they get after it. They're young. They're hungry. I give them a lot of credit. The other one that surprised me, and then we'll get back to Lions and Ravens, folks, I promise, was Carolina blowing out Atlanta 30-0, where I thought Carolina's just awful, right? Yeah. Michael Penix was benched. He's going to be their starter moving forward, but he was benched for 2 bad picks. Kirk Cousins came in, couldn't do anything. It just shows you how, Houston's 0-3. You've got teams right now, Jets 0-3, all fired up. They end up losing. It shows you, I mean, first of all, the margin of error is very slim in a lot of these. And second of all, start taking things for granted and look out. You and I were talking about Jacksonville last week. Really? They beat Houston. It's a good win for them. Division win and so on and so forth. And then, of course, Daniel Jones. What the hell has happened there? Could it be a system? Could it be a coach? How is he as elusive as he's been and showing people that he's legit?
Yeah, how has it happened with C.J. Stroud? That's another question that we need to get to the bottom of him as a quarterback. He's taken some steps to regress. Last year I gave him the excuse of the players injured and all the guys missing, whether it was Tank Dell, whether it was Nico Collins, or whether it was Stephon Diggs. This season, it seems like he's taken a step back. I don't have an excuse for it, but getting back to Daniel Jones, he's won a playoff game. When there was some belief in him from Brian Daboll, when they put him in some spots, when everything came together that particular year with the with the Giants, they beat the Vikings in the playoff game. So he has that under his belt. I think sometimes you just get fresh air and people that believe in you, like as opposed to New York's a pressure cooker. Whether you're putting pressure on yourself, whether it's the Big Apple, whether it's your coach who's under pressure. Now he's putting more pressure on you. New York is a pressure cooker. And I can only imagine what he dealt with, being the heir apparent replacement to Eli Manning. You move to Indianapolis. Indianapolis is a much smaller city, much more chill media, if you will. You got a really good defense. You got a really good running back, and Jonathan Taylor, who is going to find 125 all-purpose yards every single game without missing a beat unless he's unhealthy. You got some wide receivers. You got some people that believe in you. You're like,
got a good defense.
This is cool. I can just relax and be who I am. And he's having
the New York
success.
thing. You can speak firsthand. It's real, isn't it? I mean, hockey players have talked about it in Montreal and Toronto, and how much pressure there is in those two hockey-crazed markets. The challenges of playing Toronto, for sure, it is real. Ask Austin Matthews. Ask Mitch Marner. It's really hard.
365 days, you're hearing people can hear about you. Like when you're in New York, when you're in the big markets, for 365 days, people can hear about something that you're doing or not doing. It's not like that everywhere else. Like the smaller cities, the smaller markets, the Clevelands, the Indianapolises, the Buffalo, they only care about football season. They only care about what's happening.
So that was the biggest dynamic from Cleveland and New York. Yeah. Besides the obvious.
But I wanted it though. Like a lot of people don't necessarily look for that. A lot of people
they run from it.
They run from it. All the cameras, all the lights, and all the pressure, and all the shows. Like. Sign me up. Like I want it. I want there to be pressure. Not everybody's for that. Small school. Daniel Jones went to Duke?
Yeah.
That's not a football school.
No.
That doesn't get you prepared. On the basketball side, it does, but it doesn't get you prepared for what the NFL holds as a top 5 quarterback in this draft. Well, in his draft, and then going to a city like New York. Duke ain't preparing you for that. Disrespect to Duke.
It just seems so damn weird that he was 24-44-1 in New York, and what he's done in Indianapolis. And remember, there was a lot of skirmish about I can't believe they're doing this to Anthony Richardson. And Anthony Richardson
should have drafted him. Realistically, that's where they messed up. With Daniel Jones, though, they didn't give him offensive line. Like, you drafted one offensive line. Cross, I want to say, who's a pretty good offensive lineman, but he stays injured. You get rid of Odell Beckham right when you draft him. Yeah. You then get rid of Saquon Barkley. Like, this is what they've done since he's been there. No, you don't need any offensive talent.
They did bring in Malik Neighbors, which is pretty damn good.
Last year they bought one. Yeah. They bought in one player in his five years there. Yeah. They kept moving people out or not picking people up.
Yeah.
They bought Kenny Golladay, too.
Yeah, great point.
Get out of here.
The offensive line is the best argument right there. Okay? I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. I mean, people forget. Archie Manning, the senior, was not Arch. Archie Manning was an unbelievable player at Ole Miss. I mean, and he was incredible. All right? Comeback wins, running, throwing quarterback. He gets to New Orleans. They don't win at all. You know why? They didn't know how to build a team. Yeah. And the Giants, you could make the argument, they don't either. Although I think their defense is pretty good. Their front four I'd take over just about anybody's in the National Football Conference.
I got some DBs, too, mixing it up.
Yeah.
I got some DBs, too.
Outside of maybe Philadelphia. I think they're outstanding. All right, let's get back to Lions and Ravens. And I do want to get your thoughts on a little sideline skirmish coming up, or that took place yesterday.
Not
and
the first one.
A really emotional post-game speech as well. We're going to hear that coming up here. But let me dive back into Lions and Ravens here tonight as Detroit looks forward to this one. And John Harbaugh is a good coach. Dan Campbell's a really good coach. I don't know how much road matters. I see the middle of the field for Detroit. They can take advantage of that area. The Sam Laporta crosses, the types of Amon-Ra St. Brown's, shallow drags, and things of that nature. Where do you see the weakness for both teams and how the other team exposes it?
The weakness for the Baltimore Ravens, I think, right now is, you could say the run game, jokes. Just jokes, 6 jokes. I would say that in the passing game, I've seen the passing game for Lamar. Like, I don't think they found you like Zay Flowers. You like the season that he's put together so far.
So far, yeah. I think he's going to be a challenge for Terrion Arnold if Arnold is on him, which, by the way, brings up a different topic that Terrion Arnold is actually going to have a podcast, with Patrick Surtain. At least that's what I saw on social media. Maybe it's not right, but if that's the case,
Lions, stay close.
For God Almighty, I mean, come on.
You talked about the time of possession. Stay close to the Baltimore Ravens, because one thing that they don't do well is finish.
There you go.
I don't believe they're good finishers.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, you saw that in Week 1 against the Buffalo Bills. And I think even though they won against the Cleveland Browns, like, it was an ugly win.
It was.
It was an ugly
But they
finish.
did finish strong. Yeah, against Cleveland.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair point. The offense had nothing going for them.
That's right. It didn't.
So I think if you stay close, force them to flinch. I don't want to bring that turn back. Force them to blink.
I think they need a turnover. I think they're going to need a little bit of help.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not saying it's going to be a pick and a fumble like Lamar had last year in the playoff game, or a Mark Andrews drop or something like that. A lot of teams need help. Okay. The Lions on occasion could use a little help once in a while, right? That's not a knock on a team. It's just when you are up against you said this last week, when you're up against a really good football, we're talking about a high-level football team, on the road. 2 years ago, Kansas City.
Yeah.
2 years ago, Tampa. Okay, 2 games that stick out in your mind. You need a little bit of help, usually.
Yeah,
not all the time.
This is going to be it's going to be an interesting game for the coordinators. You know, so much is made about the coordinators before we start this season, and losing 2 coordinators and bringing these 2 coordinators in. I think it's going to be a major game for Kelvin Shepherd and Johnny Moe, but more so for Kelvin Shepherd. Like, this is where you get to kind of put your stamp on who I am as a defensive coordinator, about what I see. Like, you have some talent, you have players, you got some guys that are healthy. Like, what are you going to do to Lamar Jackson? What's going to be your signature for this game? How is he going to call the game? He knows it. You know, he knows what he wants to do. How does he call plays to put the Lions defense in the best situations to have success? One of the biggest things you got to do with Lamar, you have to show him multiple looks. You cannot just line up and do the same thing. You cannot just line up and blitz. You just not line up and do your same defenses. You got to show him something pre and do something different post. Or show him something pre, show him something post, and go back to something. Like, show him multiple looks. When you got to run a quarterback like Lamar Jackson that's also efficient as a passer, he's got to keep showing him different looks.
I think they're going to have to stay patient, too, because he's going to get out of stuff. I mean, if you watched the game last night between the Chiefs and the Giants, some of the areas where Patrick Mahomes got out of, I don't know how the hell he did it. I just don't know how the hell he did it. Watching just a little bit of the Indianapolis game, Daniel Jones getting out of some tough situations, Justin Herbert, but nothing was like some of the things that Mahomes did last night. Now, I'm not going to go so full of Chris Collinsworth to say that he's throwing it 70 yards when he threw it 50, but still, the stuff that he did was just unbelievable. Lamar Jackson's going to do the same thing. He is. He's going to do that tonight. He does it every time he plays. The escapability is stuff that we rarely, if ever, have seen, unless you want to go back to the 70s and watch Francis Tarkenton run all over the field away from Pittsburgh and Lions defenders. Yeah. That's not what these guys do. These guys slip, but they look like a boxer in the ring.
It's just like basketball. Here you go. When you play in playoffs, like, the star player is going to get his. So what do we hear all the time in commentary? Look, I know Jalen Brunson's going to get his 40, but try to eliminate Cat and Ojinobi.
Yeah.
Like, look, make sure you hunker down on those two. Let him have his 42. You hunker down on these two. You do a good job there, and we score some points. We'll still have a chance to win. Lamar's going to get his.
Right. Don't let Bridges beat you. But
he's my fantasy quarterback. That's why I picked him up. You know why? Because Lamar's going to get his.
Well, you also have man love for him. I mean, you really do.
True, 100%. It's fair. He's going to get his. Just don't allow that to be. Just don't allow that to be one for the record books. Yeah. Allow that to be a 25-point fantasy night. That's par for the course. That's fine for him. Don't allow it to be 40. Yeah. Those run lanes that I talked about, those are important. When you rush lanes, when you're rushing, don't try to rush over here because you see him going that way. Stay disciplined. Stay in your lane. Your lane is right here. You're between the center gap. You're between the guard gap. You're on the outside with the defensive rush. Stay in those lanes so that when he goes to make those runs, when he goes to do that crazy stuff, you're where you're supposed to be, so you funnel him back.
I don't want to give too many obvious, because some of the things that I've suggested, I think a lot of people have said too. I do think it's important to stay patient because he's going to frustrate the hell out of you. There's no doubt about that. I do think it's important to cause some type of turnover. There's no doubt about that. But I do believe Detroit can score with this team. Yeah. I do believe the Lions can go about their business and say, you know what? They're not so imposing. It's not a Ray Lewis and Ed Reed-led defense.
Yeah.
So they're not so imposing that it's going to force us to adjust. I just don't want them to get behind too big too early, which is what happened last time they were there.
This is where I will bring up a name from the past, and this is going to happen all season, so you guys just get used to it. This is what Ben Johnson was good at. Ben Johnson was good at calling the right plays in the right moments, but also he didn't mind just going for it. He didn't mind calling plays and not being scared of moments where, I don't want to necessarily call this and get behind and run. No, I'm just call these plays. Mm-hmm. I have the team. I have the 11.
I am who we are. Yeah.
I am who we are. We have guys that can make plays. We have guys that are the best at what they do. Let's allow those individuals to do so. Like the hell with the Baltimore Ravens. They got to beat us.
Yeah.
Like, you have to beat me to prove that you're 25, or excuse me, I don't want to say 25. Let's keep that number 24. But you got to prove to me that you're 25-2. I'm not the same team you saw 2 years ago. We're not the same team. We're not coming up here scared because we lost 38-6. Don't be afraid to call your game plan. Don't be afraid to get your guys out there. Don't be
Well, you said that earlier. You said don't be afraid to send Jamison Williams on
Screaming
some type of
down
flyer.
The field.
Yeah, to put them on their heels right away. Speaking of Ben Johnson and the Bears got their first win yesterday. We want you to hear what he said in the locker room afterwards, and a thought from a little bit of a disagreement, or maybe it's a bigger disagreement. Braylon's been in those with his coaches, a better feel for it when Andy Reid and Travis Kelce went toe-to-toe, and what Andy Reid did, a right shoulder hit on Travis Kelce. We'll get the former NFL vet's thoughts on that when we come back on the Braylon Edwards Show after this.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to hear from our good friends at Caesars.
What's the best looking like tonight, Ryan?
We're going right into the sound. Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Sound of your voice talking about Caesars.
Caesars. I don't have any bets on this game right now, but
good, save your money.
if you want to bet anything, make sure you go to Caesars Sportsbook. Use code Woodward1000.
The chips were covered. Get out of here.
They did not cover. But Woodward 1000. Make sure you use code Woodward 1000. You'll get your bet. You'll get your first deposit back if you don't hit your first bet. Minimum bet of just $20. Maximum bet up to $1,000. That's right. If you bet $1,000 tonight on Lions money line and they don't win, you get that money right back. Download Caesars Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward 1000 or scan that QR code.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
And we are back.
All right, bottom of the hour here on the Braylon Edwards Show, Monday through Friday, 2 till 4. Get your chats in, get your super chats in. Kool-Aid will feed us with those. And the mailbag coming up as well. Just real quick, a quick aside before we get into a couple of the more interesting storylines from yesterday. Thumbs up or thumbs down on the Tampa throwback creamsicle uniforms?
Immediate thumbs up. Immediately.
Yeah,
same.
I love those uniforms.
It goes back to the crew. It goes back to the teal for the Pistons. Like when you're in this regard, they're both associated with losing. Like the creamsicles, when you think about them, horrible. Like people forgot that Joe Montana wore them creamsicles. Yeah, he did too.
No, Steve Young.
Excuse me. Joe was somewhere else first too, though.
No, Joe was in San Francisco. Then he went to Kansas City.
Excuse me. Steve. Right.
Yeah, Steve.
But yeah, essentially,
Jim Kelly was somewhere else. He was at the Houston Gamblers.
Yeah, USFL.
Yeah, right.
But yes, it's associated with losing, much like the Tills were. We had this whole conversation, and I may agree with you a little bit. Yeah. But Baker they win, and also they make them look a little bit different. This doesn't look quite like they did in the 80s. Thumbs up.
Even though they had some unbelievable players back. Leroy Selman was awesome. Yeah. One of the better defensive linemen you'll find. Yeah. But you're right. Steve Young played in those ugly-ass uniforms. Steve DeBerg. John McKay was their first head coach.
USC?
John McKay was really good at USC. So thumbs up from all four of us. Okay, that's interesting. Thumbs up or thumbs down? If you are a second-year player in the National Football League, you have been targeted more than anybody else, thrown on more than anybody else, and have a higher completion percentage against more than anybody else, you should get a podcast. Thumbs down for me. Thumbs down for Ryan.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down for Braylon.
Thumbs down. You got to cover somebody.
You going to make me do this?
No, you got to cover somebody.
You going to make me do this?
You got to cover somebody. Like, you can't cover somebody.
Kool-Aid, I hate to tell you this, buddy, but Terrion Arnold's not going to go, damn it, Kool-Aid, he gave me a thumbs down. I'm never talking to him again. I hate to tell you this.
There's a lot of work. There's a lot of work that goes into podcasts. Trust me, we know. There's a lot of work that goes into podcasts, and when you're talking about somebody being in Allen Park and being dialed into the game plan for 7 days, when you're Amon-Ra St. Brown, he didn't get it after year 1, year 2, got it after year 3, but he was vetted. The process was there. You know, if I'm Dan Campbell,
he was also really good.
100%. Like Terry you're trying to figure it out. I understand you're trying to capitalize, but not yet. Like just not yet.
I'm all for capitalism. Yeah. I want these guys to go out, spread your wings, open that umbrella, touch as many people as you can. I'm all fired up for that stuff. All I'm saying is, if this guy has a podcast, and I've seen it, promoted on social media, I don't understand why anybody would do that when they have that negative connotation. And look, I'm a guy who
Because of the bread.
Before the season started, what did I say? I said, look, Terrion Arnold is going to have a really good year. Now, again, I don't have verification, but that's just what somebody said.
If he does that one, it's because of money. They're getting paid. Like, it's so much money in podcasting right now. It's so much money in podcasting right now. You see, like, Amon-Ra, the deal that he signed, like, it makes sense. It's just, I would want to focus on my craft first. Like, I would want to make sure that I was in a position where I felt like, you know what, I have some time throughout the week to allocate just for this podcast because I know that I'm in a space I'm comfortable with it. I don't think he's comfortable yet in that space. Just my opinion.
Ben Johnson appears to be somewhat more comfortable now in Chicago. Caleb Williams threw a career-tying high 4 touchdowns in their blowout win over Dallas. Joe Milton did play. Thought of you right away. This man predicted that Dak Prescott would be benched in Week 6 for Joe Milton. So we'll see. Still 3 more weeks.
Former Michigan legend.
Former. Now,
Michigan had a good week, man. Sean Gary and Mason Rudolph. Mason Graham. Excuse me.
I would also remind people, Dak Prescott threw a pick yesterday. It goes down as a pick for him when it was really on George Pickens. Okay. George Pickens has been awful for Dallas. Awful. But
caught that one too.
But Ben Johnson came out after the game. This was the enthusiasm / excitement in the Bears locker room. What was your immediate reaction? So can I know.
That was my reaction too.
That's like 3 more wins the rest of the season.
You know what that face is? That's the first diaper he changed.
That's what that was. It was a stinker.
Here's what I'm going to play devil's advocate first.
Okay.
Because my initial reaction was shaking my head and going, please. It seems like.
Oh, cringe.
Man.
All those guys liked him. Am I wrong? Well, wait a minute. They give him the game ball.
Right.
Caleb Williams says something about him. They all surround him. I know you don't like him, Kool-Aid. I'm just telling you. Does it not appear that they like him? Maybe they know the cameras are rolling. Maybe they know the audio guys got the volume up, all that stuff. If it is, that's one big fake locker room because those guys were pretty fired up for him. To me, it feels phony. It feels unreal. It feels stretched. But from the outset, is that not something that at least you recognized?
Didn't you see the same thing the week before when the Dallas Cowboys won and all the fake stuff they did for Brian Schottenheimer? Fast forward to week 2.
You think it was fake for Brian?
I think it was 100% it was fake for Brian. And I think it was fake for Ben Johnson. And I think in the sense of he doesn't have a lot of guys that are younger in his team in terms of that are his guys. And he's building a culture with and they don't know any better. Much like when Dan Campbell first got here. He's got a lot of guys that have been in this league. He's got guys that have played for Andy Reid. He's got guys that have played for other coaches. He's got guys that have won championships. That is called we're happy that we're not 0-3. That's called we're happy that we're at home in Chicago and we're not 0-3. When we go to the restaurant tonight, people aren't laughing at us. When I go to the grocery store, if you haven't grocery shopped already, you can go outside for a moment. That's what that is. And Ben Johnson, that's a whew. Thank God. Oh, my God. I thought I was going to get the hook pull. I believe that that's what it is right now. Just keep an eye on this situation because
that's all personal, bro.
Better rest. Yeah. It's not because I got nothing against him. It was y'all that hate Ben Johnson. I don't. But what I
the Brian Schottenheimer, there's a little personal there, and I can understand why.
And it happened then, and then look. Yes, that's personal.
Yeah.
That's personal.
But look, I mean, you saw Baker Mayfield's press conference, right? He made it a point to bring up Steve Wilkes. He's the guy who cut me in Carolina. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I mean, you've got that's emotion, that's feeling. Who am I to say that you can't have the same emotion that I'm asking people to feel about the team that I support? So, of course, that's going to happen. I get it.
I just think that it's with Ben Johnson. Yes, he's trying to get them, and he's trying to get the thing that he saw work here in Detroit. Yeah. I applaud him for it. I just don't think people have bought in yet because you're talking about the same people that were clapping when Caleb threw the ball. Those are the same people that don't like Caleb.
Yeah, that's
Those
right.
are the same people came out and said, stop painting your nails.
That's right.
They're the same guys that came out and won't sit next to him on the sideline.
Are you suggesting some people are phony? Whoa, come on. Are you sure about that?
That whole squad is phony.
Okay.
I asked my buddy who lives in Chicago, Bears fan, what he thought of this. Because it seems very forced, seems really
contrived.
It seems scripted.
That's a good way to say it.
So I asked him, I was like, what do you and the Bears fans think? He goes, this is the greatest thing ever because we've never seen this before. And I think it's just cringy because A, they haven't won anything yet, and 2, it just seems everything about Ben Johnson, everything about the Bears just doesn't seem real. Obviously, if they start winning, it's real. But to me, it just feels
okay. First of all, your buddy's
fake.
a slappy.
Yes, he is. He's the same kid that has told me the
Yeah.
Bears are winning 8 to 9 games the last 4 years.
Yeah, and then after getting blown out by the Lions, what did he tell you? We're not going to win a game.
Yes, he did. He said 0-17. His words exactly.
I remember you telling me it. So he's a bit of a slappy. That's
100%.
And number 2, don't tell me they've never seen this before. And let's be fair here, as Lions fans, not necessarily Braylon because he's not necessarily a Lions fan. Dan Campbell does this. You are fired up.
100%.
Okay. Ben Johnson does it. You don't like him. You don't like him. I think he's fake. What do we say? Let's rip Ben Johnson today.
100%.
So if Bears fans said this about Dan Campbell, you would be defensive.
Yeah.
So I got to keep that in mind.
It just sounds different when Dan says it. The lead,
the aura
is the
aura.
It's the grit, Braylon.
No,
it's the grit.
No, it's not. It's not even that. When Dan comes in the locker room after, he takes his hat off. He's like, hey, fellas, hey, great job out there, man. Aleem, you were awesome out there, man. And Davenport, way to come through with the sack. Yeah, that's it once, by the way. But this is him, and then it leads into
on the IL.
100%, and then it leads into where he's going with the breakdown.
You're right.
Like Ben Johnson is.
Hey, you know what I'm going to say here.
3.
You know what I'm going to say.
Bears on
good,
3.
better, best.
Exactly.
That was like some Friday Night Lights high school stuff to me. I'm just gonna be honest with you, and with Dan,
all day long, baby, all day long.
The players, even like you look at even the ones that've been here from the past, they say, you know what, he gets it because he was a player in this league before.
Right.
And it just, I don't know, it rings more authentic. He seems like a guy that you want to play on a team with, or that you have if you played any type of sports, even rec league. It's like that's that guy.
If you pull that film back up, I guarantee you'll have some guys in the locker room reading the script that he passed out before the game. Good, better, best. What else did he say right here? Get the bleep out of here.
He had everybody loving
And to
that
say they
all
never
season
felt
for
like
the
that.
first
I mean,
win.
don't tell me they didn't feel like that a little bit with Lovie Smith. Don't tell me they didn't feel that back in the day with Ditka. I mean, come on, please. I mean, we all get excited for the player or the team or the coach we think is going to change the direction of our team, whatever sport. And I'm not knocking your buddy. That's fine. I get.
Oh no, you can knock him all you want.
But to say we've never felt this. Travis Kelce, I'm getting a little tired of. I've been tired of Travis Kelce for a while, but I'm getting a little tired of him constantly complaining. 2 weeks ago, or last weekend, not yesterday, but last weekend, Patrick Mahomes scores on an unbelievable run play. What is Travis Kelce doing? He's throwing his helmet. He's yelling at Andy Reid. He's pissed. His team just took the lead or just got on the board, and he's mad that he's not out there. I love the competitive fire, but I thought it looked ridiculous. And that was from there 2 weeks ago. Yesterday, they got into it on the sideline, and Andy Reid had enough and actually threw a little bit of a right shoulder at him as if to say, this is my team, shut the blank up, and go sit down. There it is. That's good. Did you guys see this? Watch the shoulder. 100%. The shoulder's going to come here in a minute on the replay. It's really good. I was like, yes, here it comes. Watch. Boom. It was a left shoulder, not a right shoulder. My bad. It was on Kelsey's right shoulder.
I remember my mom did that to me one time. It's no more games after that, bro.
You didn't do anything. Okay. You didn't do anything afterwards.
Nope.
You've been in that situation. You've heard it. You've seen it. How's that play out? Because they dampened it a little bit afterwards, and rightfully so.
So, look, this does happen. Coaches get into it with players on the sideline. Sometimes it gets heated, and in that moment, you can't escape it. You have it, and then you break it down, after the game or during the game, and you kind of move on because, it is what it is.
Sure.
This moment happened with him and Patrick Mahomes in the playoff, if you all remember.
Oh, you're right.
This same type of moment happened in the playoffs, and then what happens in the Super Bowl? And then Andy Reid, he downplays. He said, oh, no, I love it. I love this from Patrick. This is just us, and we're getting it going, and they go to the Super Bowl, and they get blasted. Blasted. Now you come back this year. Now your tight end, who's going to be first ballot Hall of Famer, now he gets in with you last year, and now he has you bumping this year, and then he does it after he's scoring a touchdown. Don't care about what the rest of the team is going on. That's because he's not getting his stats. And when he's not getting his stats, guess who isn't happy? Don't worry, I'll let you figure it out. It's his girlfriend, Taylor Swift. Because when you going home with no stats, empty calories, all she's gonna say, "What happened to the touchdown? What happened? What's going on?" No, I'm just having some fun with that. But this is
she's not Bill Belichick's girlfriend. She's actually whispering his ear on the sideline, which is
I did see that video too.
This is alarming and this is disrespectful. Like Travis Kelce, like last week you dropped a touchdown that cost your team the game, and now you come back this time and you bump, and you have to have Andy Reid. What Andy Reid is essentially doing with that bump is telling you, shut the F up, it's getting real.
Yeah.
Like that bump that's a courtesy bump. Mm-hmm. That courtesy bump is saying you've taken it past the level of me and you on the sideline. You're getting into a different area where we may not be able to tie a bow on this and fix it up. Mm-hmm. That's what that bump was. Travis, relax. Also, too, are you in or are you out? Because I don't know this Travis Kelce in the regular season the last 3 years. Like I don't know where you go. Where's Waldo? Ooh. In the playoffs, you send to find some rhythm. You send to seem like you want to play a little bit more. Now you feel a little bit better. What happened in the regular season? Because last year you were going to retire. The year before that you were going to retire. So I need Travis I need him to figure it out. Because this isn't good for someone that has gone from beloved by the league. You know, he's still beloved, I guess. You know, beloved by the league, does everything right, says everything the right way. That was Travis Kelce 2 years ago.
It's nauseating.
That was Travis Kelce before he got with Taylor Swift. Like everything with Travis Kelce. I'm being honest.
I think you're right.
Everything with Travis Kelce was right. He was a hell of a player. He said the right things. He had a great smile. I mean, he's a decent actor, to be honest. Like all that. Now with Travis,
he actually is. You're right.
I agree. Yeah. But now insert the last 2 years, and you got this. You got the man yelling at Andy Reid.
Yeah.
You got the guy that's got you to the Hall of Fame. That's got you to when people say you're the greatest tight end, which is Cap. But they got you in that conversation. Yeah, Andy Reid.
Yeah, be careful. He's not the greatest tight end of all time.
I agree.
Come on.
You're too established in this place of a great player to now do this.
Yeah.
Like you're too don't ruin the rest of your career with 1 year or 2, 3, 4 moments. Pipe down.
Yeah.
Pipe down.
I think it's a situation where he might be a little bit he might be a little too full of himself.
I agree. But some of the stuff that he's mad about, now he can't say this on an interview. Yeah, he can't say this in the locker room when the reporters come up to him. They don't have anybody on offense in terms of to help him out. They got no wide receivers that can get open. Hollywood Brown doesn't want to catch the ball. Neither does Juju Smith-Schuster. He doesn't want to catch the ball, which has been Patrick Mahomes, which has been ailing him the last 3 years. Receivers dropping passes. There's no Rashee Rice. There's no Xavier Worthy. And what do I tell you about the running back situation? They have not had a running back in years. They keep trying to parade Isaiah Pacheco out here like he's a number one running back. I love the effort. I love the intensity. He's not a one.
Yeah.
And that's what the team is. They can't get open. And Mahomes has to do.
Yeah, there's some frustration boiling over.
100%.
There's no doubt about it. I don't. I understand that, and I don't have a problem with athletes.
But you can't do this.
Getting frustration. But yeah, I mean, this is 2 weeks in a row, and don't tell me they haven't talked about it. And the beauty of all this is you guys are really good at just putting things behind you. All right, we've moved on.
Yeah.
Okay, I've had my say. We've moved on. There we go.
You know what does that, and this is why it's really getting to a problem.
Because you're guys. That's what guys do.
Very true. Winning covers up everything. Mm-hmm. Winning masks all that. Because this is probably going on. You know what I'm saying? 2 years ago when they won, or 3 years ago when they won. But now
we just didn't see it.
You didn't just lose. Yeah. You got obliterated. And then how do you start the season? 0-3.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah,
like,
really he's not the best, right? Would we agree that Tony Gonzalez is the greatest tight end of all time, right? Gronkowski's right behind him. Antonio Gates, Shannon Sharp's in the conversation. Tony Gonzalez is the greatest tight end of all time.
My thing with Tony, and I know Tony well, played against him, was a Pro Bowl. We don't love Tony. He's a great guy. Yeah. One of the nicest people you'll meet. How much of him is just the durability conversation? Like his durability was amazing versus him actually being a better tight end. Tight end to tight end with Gronkowski. Tight end to tight end with Kellen Winslow Sr. Tight end to tight end with Antonio Gates. Like how much of the he played for 40 years. Like how much of because whenever you
17, yes.
No, but whenever you bring up Tony, and this is rightfully so, he deserves everything you say about him. You say he's number one, you're right, but you don't talk about winning in the playoffs. You don't talk about moments. What is the first thing you bring up? For so many years, he was just standard. Which is true.
But you're right about that because that always gets labeled with quarterbacks. We don't say that about Randy Moss, though.
No, we don't.
Okay,
We say it's him and Jerry Rice.
But we'll say it's him and Jerry Rice and Tony Gonzalez. When you have over 1,300 catches, over 15,000 yards, 14 Pro Bowls in 17 seasons, and the dude is absolutely considered not just the best tight end.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the best receivers of all time. And when
part.
he's top 10 in categories in just pass catchers, not just tight ends. But I digress.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we get to some chats and super chats. So let's make sure we get to that and the mailbag here. What do we got?
Mailbag.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anything on Bill Belichick's girlfriend talking to him on the side? Like who the hell thinks that's a good idea? Honest to God, who like Matthew McConaughey being on Texas's sideline is one thing. Okay, some guy from Barstool being on Michigan's sideline, whatever. But are you kidding me? She's walking up and down the sideline talking to him while the game's going on.
That's crazy.
She's learning from Ursa. She's trying to be owner.
But she's the owner.
I know.
And she's only taking notes, which I think is
she's listening
ridiculous
to
too. I just can't get over it. But anyway, go ahead, Kool-Aid. Sorry.
Oh yeah, now the super chats, they just kind of rolled in here as the show went on, and got about 4 or 5 of them here to clean up. And chat family, make sure that you go on ahead and get your mailbag questions in the chat, because we're going to get to those right after the super chats. Ryan's reaction earlier when we were talking about kind of the reaction in the locker room, he said that Bears win, it was their Super Bowl. Shout out Ryan's reaction to 199 super chat.
Yeah.
They ain't lying. I need to look at their schedule and see how it plays out. Like, when is their next win going to be? When's their next win going to happen?
My guess is
epic.
Ryan's buddy has it.
Oh, hey.
The memory. And he's already got the next win, and I'm sure the next win is right away because they're in Vegas, I think, to play the Raiders.
Speaking of wins,
probably.
Speaking of wins, we talked about former quarterbacks. We talked about backup quarterbacks coming into this past weekend.
Yeah.
I feel like all the backups won, but
Jake Browning didn't.
Yeah, he was the only one.
Well, he played a backup quarterback, and that's the guy I want to talk about. I told you with Carson Wentz.
You did.
I said, what is he gonna do? He's just not gonna muck. He's a professional quarterback. He's not gonna muck it up. He was 16 of 20. He had 175 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. And in the other category, he had a donut. With that type of team, with that type of defense, that's all Sam Darnold did. Just don't muck it up. And in the process, have some elite games here and there.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, and we'll get back to it. I'm sorry. But it helps to have Isaiah Rodgers intercept a pass for a touchdown, recover a fumble for a touchdown, have 2 forced fumbles, and become the 3rd player in history to ever do that. The other ones being Eddie Jackson in 2017 and a guy by the name of Brig Owens in 1966. Isaiah Rodgers, according to Pro Football Focus, had the greatest value, the highest grade they've ever given, 99.9.
Yeah,
that's incredible. So that helps him. But you're right. You called it. You said, I asked which backup quarterback is going to thrive, and you said Carson Wentz. Go ahead, Kool-Aid. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. I love the conversation, especially when the chat family is sending in the super chats. Stint, he sent in the largest super chat of the day.
Hey.
$10 super chat, and he currently is the number one crown of the top fans in the chat. He says, speaking of Tampa Bay, I met Mike Alstott recently. He says he isn't in the Hall of Fame, but do you think he should be?
As a person, yes. Like Mike's crazy. He's fun. I golfed with him maybe back in June.
You golf with everybody.
Well, he was also at the same thing that Eric Crouch was, the Bandon Dunes.
Oh, okay.
Did. So he was at representing Purdue. No, he doesn't deserve to go into the Hall of Fame. But if they created a Hall of Fame for I didn't know he was going to be that good, I put him in there.
Yeah, I would say no, but this is bias on my part. It's fullbacks. The dude's got a Super Bowl. The guy's he's a 6-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time All-Pro.
10,000 yards rushing, or he's just under. He's 8,000.
Yeah, I think he's got like just under 6,000.
Okay.
I'll have to look that up. But I think he's got just under 6,000. I can tell you this, and it's no comparison because the one guy deserves it. He's got more rushing yards than Gale Sayers. Gale Sayers deserves to be in it. He's got more rushing yards than Floyd Little, and Floyd Little's in it. And I loved Floyd Little when he played for Denver. I used to have his football card. I would say no.
But the unfair thing is the guys that got in from the 40s to the 70s. A lot of those numbers small. Look at Joe Namath.
Yep.
Like that won't ever happen again. Like outside of Sterling Sharp, whose brother worked and got him in. Like you're not going to be able to have.
You're right.
You just can't. Because
Although
now
Joe
the
Namath did have a 4,000-yard season. So,
congrats.
Yeah. Look, I've said he's the most overrated
Yeah.
player, so I'm not.
Johnny Unitas had a couple of those.
Yeah. Well, Johnny Unitas was special. That was
Yeah,
a
he
huge
was.
difference. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, look, nobody with the $5 super chat and the number 3 crown today. He says, I don't ever want to see a Bears locker room video ever again. I know why you did it,
Yeah.
but don't you ever show me that franchise have happiness again. And that's why I'm glad that Braylon broke it down and said he's calling cap on that. It wasn't real happiness.
But you know what?
He
But
said
I
it's fake.
appreciate that, and you're right. We won't show you any more celebrations from the Bears locker room. We thought that one was unique in itself, but you know what? I agree. No more Bears locker room where they're excited and celebrating.
They may not have another one.
I'm telling you,
That's quite possible.
4 more tops.
It might be possible.
Yeah, 4 more tops.
Any more super chats?
Yes. Shout out to the
Keep
chat,
them
man.
coming.
JCM Lando with the $5 super chat, number 2 crown today. He says, what's going on, Woodward? I love y'all's show. I own a
Appreciate you.
Barry and Calvin jersey. I got at least 5 that I want from this team. So he needs you guys' help in deciding what 5 players should he get their jersey of.
Oh, man, that's easy.
To me, he said he's already got Calvin and Barry.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St.
But he wants 5 from this current team.
Oh, the current team.
Yeah.
I was going to say Charlie Sanders was going to be number 1. Joe Schmidt was going to be number 2.
Yeah, yep.
Chris
He says
Phelan
he
was
has
going to be
at least
number
5
3.
from this current team. Who should he get first?
Brian Branch, Jameer, 1, 2. Amon-Ra, obviously, for what he is, and then you can have fun with the other 2. Because I think there's some other players.
Davenport.
I would say Penei Sewell would be a good choice.
58, though? I just can't wear 58.
I care about the guy. The number, fair enough.
That's big.
You know,
58 is too big.
Too big?
58,
So I would
5'8".
say 97, 58, 32. I love 46 and 14. Those would be my 5.
Like 97, like I wouldn't get one because they asked him about the Michigan-Ohio State game his rookie year. He was like, I just hope both guys, I hope everybody stays healthy and it's a good game.
Yeah, that was a bad answer.
That was horrible.
That was one you got
I was
to
like-
edit that out. Yeah.
I was like, oh, man,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Yeah. Go ahead. Say it. Say what you really feel. It's okay.
It's a rivalry. It's
a
okay.
rivalry. That's what it's all about.
Like, I remember we were playing the Giants one year, and this was around the time of the Michigan State game, and they asked me about State, and they asked Plaxico about State. I was like, their little brother. I was like, anybody got time for them? He was like, man, they can lick my. I was like, whoa! But that's how he felt about the rivalry, and that's what I was like. I had to call him. I said, yo, you're crazy.
Hey,
you're crazy.
He
said, but that's how I feel.
I think it's awesome.
I was like,
I do.
facts.
Because you know what? I mean, fans feel the same way. Go ahead, bud.
I'm sorry.
No, fire
basketball
away.
news. Fred Van Vliet just suffered a torn ACL.
Houston?
Yeah.
So now how is KD?
They were trying to go in this offseason.
He's a better player than he's a better pro than I ever thought he would.
Yeah.
be, by the way.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I wanted
Whoa,
the Pistons
via
to get him a couple
Shamsharan.
years ago. That's a huge blow.
Sheesh.
Is KD gonna?
Hello,
get
Malik
up out of there?
Beasley. Hello, Houston may just go, hey, Malik.
They're about, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Seriously. All right, another super chat or another chat before we
here's
got a couple of mailbags to get out of here.
Yep. A couple mailbags here from Jordan from MI. It's a good one. He says, mailbag, who's going to be the X factor for the Lions tonight? He believes Big Tonka Tyleek is going to give Derrick Henry a long night.
Oh, I hope you're right.
I hope you're right as well. I don't think that's an X factor because that's what they've been doing well right now, and that's kind of the matchup that you want to see. You want to see Tyleek and DJ Reader against the front for, the middle of the Ravens line. And what does Derrick Henry have? And the X factor is Jack Campbell for me.
Amen. That's
Jack Campbell. We talked about it last week. Like Jack Campbell's the guy that has to step up.
Yep.
Like I think he can. There's some things that he can do well. There's some spy things that I know they'll use him on as well, and some blitzes and packages, staying in the lane, staying home. Jack Campbell. You give him 12 combos or total. 12 total.
That's a lot.
Well, he's averaging like 9-10.
No, I get it.
9-10. So you get him 12 tackles and one of those is a sack, you got a good shot.
Yeah.
Like 12 in a sack, you got a good shot.
I'm glad you said that because I was thinking Campbell and I was thinking Sam Laporta because I think the middle of that defense of Baltimore would be good. But you had a different name, especially in the red zone.
Look, when you get any,
Say
my
Say
God,
it.
oh my God,
Here,
Shep,
solo
you're so
Cam.
good. Catch up, you're so good. That was so smooth what you just did. Hear me out, Johnny Mo. When you get to the 25 and then, known as the French, 20 is the red zone, and obviously you know what else. You better have 18 in the game every single play. every single play. That's his space. Okay, we talk about getting him more acclimated to the system. What he's shown you in that space, he owns the end zone. He owns that 30-yard space in terms of a quick jump ball. Also, he'll block. So you can leave him in there for the Jameer plays, the David Montgomery plays. It will be highway robbery if we don't see the Detroit Lions attempt at least 2 fades to Isaac Tesla, maybe from the 25 or even from inside the 10, inside the 5. It just would be criminal because right now he's showing you he's going to catch it one-handed. And if not, you know what the refs are looking for? Because they like Isaac Tesla. When they like you, you know what they give you? Whoop. Last time I looked, that gets you to the 1-yard line where you insert, hey, Demo, come on, we can get you some touchdowns. So, yeah, I need some fades to him. Once you get to the 25, give 18 a shot. He's shown you he can make the plays. He's shown you he can deliver in big moments. So
great advice, man.
Yeah.
Great stuff, Ryan. Great stuff, Kool-Aid. Thanks to all of you in the chat, especially the super chats. We can't wait to talk to you tomorrow about the Lions and Ravens on the Monday night stage. My score is 34-28.
Score?
Baltimore.
31-24 Baltimore. I didn't want to, but
Ryan?
34-17 Baltimore.
Ooh, that's handling it.
40-31 Baltimore.
So we're all going with Baltimore.
Which means the Lions are going to win.
I hope all 4 of us are wrong.
Yeah.
I really do.
100%.
And I hope that chat is full of this tomorrow. You guys disappoint me. I can't believe you picked Baltimore. How wrong were you? I'll be happy to eat crow tomorrow here on the Braylon Edwards Show. We'll also talk preview of Tarek Skubal and the Tigers squaring off against the Cleveland Guardians. Have a great rest of your Monday.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the game tomorrow. And don't forget, come back here, Woodward Sports, for a little bit during that game. A lot of folks will be talking about it here on Woodward Sports. See ya.
Let's go.
You see I had the Lions shirt on, man. Shout out to Calvin Johnson, man, in his camp.
Hey, yo, we still cheering for him, man. Go Lions. That's right.
100%. Go Lions.
Ever wonder what goes on inside the game?
Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Join Braylon Edwards and Shep
Edwards has it. 10-5, touchdown.
on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep,
Ball looks in zone. Got Edwards for the touchdown.
where they dive deep into the heart of sports. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m., they're bringing you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a fresh perspective on the sports you love. Don't miss it, only on the Woodward Sports Network.